Hi, welcome back to Joel's DIY, back with another video. This computer might look a little bit familiar to you. It looks a lot like a computer that I restored last year, but it actually isn't. This is actually an HP 2164C. This computer was basically the computer that I had back in 1998 when I first got my first PC. I bought this model at Fry's, which is a local large electronics distributor here in Southern California, and I went over there and I bought this same tower. It wasn't exactly the same because this one actually comes just with 2 CD drives, but the original one that I had also had a DVD drive, and it was the 2165C. But you know, it's basically the same thing. It's just that it doesn't come with the DVD drive. And I also got the monitor going, the MX50. I know that this monitor isn't quite the same year as these two, but they have sort of the same aesthetics, so that's why I paired these two together. I've never been able to find the original monitor that matched up with this thing. I'm sure there's pictures of it online. I'll post one up if I can find one. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to just demo it, and I'm going to go ahead and also, you know, walk you through it. This does have Windows ME, which is kind of an infamous software, which I got to learn about it firsthand, because when I got this computer, that's exactly what was installed in it. So I'm well aware of it always crashing and all the other problems that it had. But this one does have a copy of it installed. So that's kind of nice. So what I'm planning to do in another video is I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this. I'm going to put in an SSD drive, and I'm also going to upgrade the RAM as much as I can. Maybe do something about this CD drive and probably put a DVD drive kind of like the way my old one had. It does have that door there, and it does have this little flap here at the top where you can put your CDs, or install this actually, and it comes with the little USB and serial port here at the bottom, so it's kind of nice. And this drive. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look at what's installed here and some of the aesthetics, and talk a little bit about the monitor, and we'll get going on that. So let's have a look. All right, just looking at this really brings me back you know, to the late 90s. Absolutely. So here's a closer look at the PC. You know, that door that I mentioned with that spindle in there. That's just so, I remember this the first time I ever even set this thing up in my home, getting it from Fry's in the late 90s. So there's that door that I mentioned, and the DVD drives. Here's a closer look at that flap at the bottom, and as you can see, there is one USB. I think it's probably a 1.0, and a serial port for your video game, so that's kind of nice. Let's take a quick look at the back. So it's kind of a mess here, but lots of wires there. So I do have the I think I have the original mouse, but I'm not using the original keyboard. I think the keyboard that I have is more like the one that was from this series, the monitor. We got the VGA port, and we got this situation with the speakers. This is an output cable that kind of helps with combining the sound from the speakers through the video card that's already on board. And then there's the monitor in the back, from the back. One more thing that I wanted to mention before I turn on the computer. I don't know if you can see right there, but this is the VGA cable that comes directly out of the monitor there. But one thing to mention is that there's this little cable here, and I actually had to fix it because it wasn't working when I you know, bought the monitor. Someone had cut this off. But this is basically a cable that's attached to the VGA cable out of the monitor that connects straight to a microphone jack into the PC. So if you look at the front, there is actually a microphone here, where which I thought was pretty handy that you can actually speak to and record sound into. So it doesn't work all that great. I mean, it is. I'm not sure if it's the best microphone you could have, but I mean, it's kind of a thoughtful thing to have added to this monitor, so that way you don't have your microphone from coming out from a separate input. So that's kind of nice. Okay, and additionally, this is the keyboard. Like I said, this keyboard is more from the era of this, so the color scheme kind of fits a little bit more. I got this in real condition. I think the only problem here was that it was a little bit scratched. But, you know, they're similar in aesthetic because they probably come from the same era. And the mouse is more like what came here stock, so I have that. All right, let's go ahead and turn this machine on and kind of get a good look at the startup, because it's definitely an experience. And it actually starts off pretty quickly. It's not very slow at all. So there it is. So I have no idea who that is, but I'm gonna go ahead and just cancel that, and it'll take me to a user. So that's a very classic sound that I'm very familiar with. In my college years, I used this quite a bit to write my papers and things like that. Never really gamed on it, but definitely used it a lot. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of these apps. We got that CompuServe 2000 app. Obviously someone put their username there, which I'll probably cover up for the sake of showing this on YouTube. But yeah, that would probably be the old school, a good example of the old school way of how to enter the internet back in the day. We've got an Encarta Online Deluxe. I guess this is kind of like a database. Yeah, you need the internet for that. I don't have that set up. HP Pavilion registration. Outlook Express. This is old school Outlook. So yeah, I'm not gonna set that up right now. And HP Yahoo. Yeah, it's not gonna do that because I'm not gonna register that right. Easy internet setup. So back in the day, you would be able to sign up for whatever internet service you wanted. So there was lots to choose from, and apparently Windows Millennium set that up for you, but I was always signed up to AOL, so didn't really bother with that. And then I remember this little old guy. He was kind of like the version of the paperclip, but from Windows Millennium.
How can I help you?
Yeah, it's very, very old school. If anything, Windows Millennium is it was kind of known for having all these really cool skins for your media player. So definitely gonna check that out. So I just found out that these CDs actually do not work, although they are fully functional. I mean, they looks like they open up and everything, but they're not playing any CDs because I tried. So what I ended up doing is I just got a USB drive and I copied a couple of files of royalty-free music so that we can check out some of these skins. And of course, Headspace. So yeah, that lets you adjust some different visualizations. Wow, that looks very bizarre. All those eyes. Information menu or information window. So you got Windows ME installed 4.90. I'm not sure what version that might be. Should probably cover that up right there. Well, actually, I think this is just the Windows, serial, so it doesn't really matter. And then right now I have installed 389 megabytes of RAM. I think this one can go all the way up to 512, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to upgrade the RAM to a full 512 as soon as I get a chance to. Anyways, thank you for joining me today. I'm very happy to get a chance to finally show this find to my viewers, and definitely gonna get a chance to upgrade it very soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much and have a wonderful rest of your day.